Broadcasting from their studios this morning and welcoming the governor of the great state of Michigan, Governor Rick Snyder. Good morning, Governor.
Good morning, Paul W. It's great to be with you.
Well, it's nice to be in your backyard here in Lansing and talking about the issues that matter most to Michiganders, Michiganians, tourism, healthcare, but really, the big one is, of course, roads and taxes and money. And there's a little bit of a fly in the ointment that's confusing. And I will say Senate Majority Leader, Senator Arlen Meekhoff, tried to help us better understand that the sky is not falling. But in a situation where there already hasn't been as much support as maybe you'd like to see for going from 6 to 7% for our sales tax, now there's this the headlines that say there's a $102 million bump in the road funding deal that comes to us, we the people, the voters, May 5th, as a proposed hike in the state sales tax, has an unintended effect that would cost 1.2 million Michigan tax filers an estimated $102 million on their federal income tax returns. This is the opinion of an economist, and I know you're very smart. You put a pencil to paper better than anybody. No governor better than you and your CPA background. Can you try to help us better understand what's going on here?
Well, there's an issue about on the registration fee change and the deductibility on someone's federal tax return, and that's only if they itemize. And the thing I would say, Paul W., is I'm not sure we should draw the conclusion that the economist has at this point in time. I think it's something that requires some more homework and research. It's a reasonable question to ask. But people shouldn't jump to the conclusion that it's not deductible. We're getting other opinions from other people that are contrary to that. We just need to work through that, and we will. The big thing on the transportation issue, it's really a public safety issue if you look at the reason to raise the sales tax. I mean, think about it. When you're going underneath that bridge and if you happen to look up and see plywood, you should be concerned. It's there holding up crumbling concrete because of the lack of investment, the Band-Aids we put on for years. And then when you're on the road and you hit that pothole where you're a distracted driver and you're at risk. If you blow a tire or something, that's dangerous. And if you're swerving to avoid a pothole, you're at risk and other people on the road are at risk. And we want people to be safe on the roads of Michigan. So that's why it's important we make this investment.
Well, we just had the story of a fatality, a fatal accident, and there was concern that it was because of a pothole, either hitting it or going to swerve around it there in South Lyon, and obviously that hits close to home for all of us because all of us have been there. I lost 3 tires this last year to potholes, 2 in one day, which that's a lot to deal with. I carry a spare, but not 2.
No, and you have to be scared when that happens. I mean, it's a scary experience, having a tire blow out in you and all those kind of things, and worrying about what could happen on the road, let alone the expense. And if we can fix these potholes, then we've removed the safety risk, and you've saved a lot of money.
What would you say, Governor Rick Snyder, today at 12:30 when you're at the Radisson Hotel speaking to the Michigan Community College Association's Legislative Summit?
Well, I'm very excited to speak to them. I'm proud. I've got my associate's degree from Kellogg Community College.
I have mine from Monroe County Community College, so I didn't even know we had that in common. But you know what was great about community college for me, Governor? It's all I could afford, and I therefore worked full time and paid for it while I went to school. That's why it's confusing to me why the president would take something that's working so well the way it is and say, I'm going to change it, I'm going to give it to you. Well, why would he do that?
Yeah, well, again, we're encouraging more education, but again, giving it all for free isn't necessarily required because, again, sometimes people should be contributing to something to working their way through school, but it has to be something reasonable. That's one of the challenges with universities. They have gotten very expensive. But community colleges are a great place for many different things, for career tech education to help with the skilled trades, which is a top priority and one of the best job opportunities in our state. For the person looking to go back to school, that may need additional training and they're older, the community college is the best place to do that. And then you've got the big reason that you just said that we took advantage of. It was less expensive when we were young, and it often cases might have given us a head start.
Well, when I go and speak at schools, and specifically when I was asked to come back the last year or so at Monroe County Community College, you wouldn't believe, or maybe you would believe, the cheer I got when I said, and when I graduated University of Michigan, I pretty much graduated debt-free, which is not an easy thing to do, but if you can work and go to school, you can do it.
Yeah, and you can't. It's much harder to do today than it was back then because I was in the same boat with it. Because starting at community college, going off to the U of M, and so we need to be proactive in looking at these things. But I think community colleges are a fabulous place, and they're one of the keys. And again, the other part I'd really reinforce: if you're going on the university path, it's a great way to save money there. But we also need to really emphasize where all these great jobs are in the skilled trades. And one of the best places to go to get that training is the community college. And one thing, I gave a shout out in my Save the State to actually a middle college opportunity that was taking place between school districts and community colleges, where they work together to do a 5-year program where you get your high school diploma and you get hours towards an associate's degree at the same time.
Good program. We got to run, but Governor, you picking New England or Seattle?
Well, I stay out of all those kind of things. I mean, in terms of, I'm waiting for the Lions.
Okay, wait a second. Michigan State this weekend in basketball. Come on!
Well, that one I have a little bias.
Yes,
because
okay.
I always root for Michigan schools, but when it comes to that particular game, yeah, I'm a Wolverine.
I understand completely. Thanks, Governor.
Thanks. Take care.
7:56. WJR right now. Traffic. Dana Clark.